Alright guys, hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel, guys, and if you happen to enjoy this video. Over the weekend I spent my time in a casino, and I watched the Amir Khan versus Terence Crawford fight, and the I already forgot his name, Lucas Brown versus Dave Allen fight, and I watched them in the casino. So one thing I've noticed since this fight happened is I've seen there's been a lot of mixed reactions. I've seen some people, praising Terence Crawford, saying, he beat him up, it was easy work. I've seen some people saying that, this was a low blow, Terence Crawford should have been, disqualified. I've even seen some people saying that, oh, Terence Crawford had to do this in order to beat Amir Khan because that was the only way he could beat him. And I'm going to tell you the real reason as to why Amir King Kong lost or quit against Terence Crawford. And here it is. Amir Khan quit against Terence Crawford because he was getting outboxed against Terence Crawford. And that, my friends, crushed him. Okay? That, my friend, was the final nail in the coffin. Amir Khan, his entire career, was always known as the boxer. He was always known as the guy that he wasn't the biggest puncher. He wasn't the best inside fighter. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing he had over many of his opponents was he was a boxer. He had the ability to box and outbox his opponents. Right? So he was always in situations where even if he got dropped, Amir Khan could always get back up from that drop and be thinking to himself, hey, I could still outbox this guy. Hey, it's only round 5. I still got 7 more rounds to go. I could still outbox this guy, right? That's always been what bailed Amir Khan out in fights, where he was in trouble. There's been several times in his career where he would get dropped, but then he would come back and outbox his opponents, right? That always bailed him out. His boxing skills, his boxing ability, right? This was the first time that Amir Khan faced a guy that had better boxing skills than he had. I'm telling you right now, Amir Khan never experienced what he experienced against Terence Crawford in his entire professional boxing career. Name me one guy who was giving Amir Khan a boxing lesson before Amir Khan lost against him. Name me one guy. You can't do it. Amir Khan, every fight that he's ever lost, he was always in a competitive fight with them. For example, when he fought Saul Canelo Alvarez, that was a competitive fight. Before Saul Canelo Alvarez timed him with that beautiful right hand that put him to sleep, that was a competitive fight. I remember watching that fight live, bro. I gave Amir Khan several rounds. I was like, oh wow, Amir Khan's outboxing Canelo Alvarez. If he keeps this up, he might beat Canelo Alvarez. Of course, as the rounds started going on, he started getting timed more and more, and eventually he got knocked out. When he lost against Danny Garcia was losing every single round. Yes, I remember watching that fight live as well. Danny Garcia was getting outboxed. He couldn't handle Amir Khan's hand speed. He looked like a deer in headlights. He could not time him. But then what happened in the 3rd, 4th round? He catches him when they were exchanging in the middle of an exchange, and then he hurt him. And once he dropped him, that was the one time, and that was when he finally started having success, was when he dropped him, right? Had Amir Khan survived that knockdown, he probably would have resorted right back to outboxing Danny Garcia. The point is, Amir Khan had always been able to count on his boxing skills to save him. Like I said, even in the fights where he lost, he was winning rounds against those guys. Those were very competitive fights. This was the first time in Amir Khan's entire career that he fought a guy, and that guy had better boxing skills than he had, right? It was crazy because Amir Khan, I honestly believe, let me tell you something right now. I honestly believe that experience really crushed him. It crushed his self-confidence. I think he couldn't believe what was going on, because you know what I can guarantee you? I can guarantee you Amir Khan and Virgil Hunter were probably thinking to themselves, listen, we're going to do what we do to every other guy. You're faster with your foot speed. You're faster with your hand speed. We're going to use our legs, and we're going to use our speed against Terence Crawford. I'm pretty sure they were thinking to themselves, we could just box this guy. Terence Crawford has never fought a boxer like you. You could just use your foot speed to move around the ring like you did against Marcos Maidana. Use your hand speed and you'll beat him. But when he was getting outboxed, so when he was getting outboxed against Terence Crawford, he was unexpecting that. They were probably thinking Terence Crawford's gonna have to be forced to come forward against Amir Khan. He's gonna have to get out of his comfort zone. But that didn't happen. Terence Crawford didn't have to come forward and try and put pressure on Amir Khan. His boxing skills were enough to compete with Amir Khan just standing in front of him, right? And I personally think that killed Amir Khan's confidence because, again, that was the first time in his entire career he could not rely on his boxing IQ or his boxing ability to bail him out of the fight, right? If you look at that fight, I was watching the ESPN commentary version. Tim Bradley says something that I totally agree with. Tim Bradley, during the telecast, he was saying, look at how desperate Khan is. He's literally lunging in. He's lunging in to try and land a big punch on Terence Crawford. And that spoke volumes to me because it made me realize that was the first time Amir Khan had to resort to doing something else rather than just rely on his boxing skills. By rounds 4 and 5, Amir Khan it's as if Amir Khan realized, oh shit, I'm not gonna win this fight. I've lost every single round. I've been dropped. I've been rocked. I'm being outboxed. I gotta change the game plan. I gotta try and come forward and try and knock this guy out. And that's why you saw him in like the 5th and 6th rounds. He was like coming forward, trying to land. Like he was throwing punches and bunches. He was trying to land because you could tell he was just trying to go for the knockout at that point because he realized that's the only thing I could do against Terence Crawford. The only way I could beat him is if I knock him out. I can't beat him with my boxing skills. And I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, that's the first time Amir Khan in his entire career was in that situation. He never had to rely on his punching power to bail him out. He never had to do that. He never had to think to himself, oh, I can knock this guy. I have to knock this guy out to win the fight. He would always rely on his boxing skills. He could be like, all right, I got dropped, but guess what? We still got 5 rounds. I can still outbox this guy. I'm telling you, that right there destroyed Amir Khan because Amir Khan, the one hope he always had in his entire boxing career was his boxing skills. The one hope he had for this fight with Terence Crawford was his boxing ability. He thought he could outbox Terence Crawford. Amir Khan's fans thought he could outbox Terence Crawford. So when Amir Khan found out he couldn't outbox Terence Crawford and Crawford was a better boxer than he was, that crushed him. It's kind of like, do you guys remember when Guillermo Rigondeaux fought Vasily Lomachenko? Guillermo Rigondeaux, leading up to that fight, was always known as a guy who schooled all his opponents. That's what he was known for. He's the Andre Ward. He's the Floyd Mayweather Jr. of the featherweight division. So when he was in there and he was getting outclassed against Vasily Lomachenko, that destroyed him because he wasn't used to that. Guillermo Rigondeaux was not used to a guy outboxing him, giving him a boxing lesson, and on top of that, mocking him, putting his hands down, putting his hands behind his waist, acting like, this is easy work. He never experienced that in his entire career. And you know what happened? He quit. You remember how he quit against Vasily Lomachenko? He quit because that was humiliating for him. He had never experienced that. He was always the guy who schooled his opponents. So when he had that happen to him, it made him quit. He was like, oh my God, no, I can't go through this. So he pretended that he broke his right hand and he quit. That is the exact thing that happened to Amir Khan, ladies and gentlemen. Amir Khan quit against Terence Crawford because he was getting humiliated. He was getting humiliated. He had never experienced being outboxed in his entire career. I'm telling you this right now. He experienced getting knocked down. He experienced being roughhoused. He experienced guys trying to bully him. He experienced all that type of stuff, right, in his boxing career. But he had never experienced a guy give him a boxing lesson. And that crushed him. It made him realize that he can be outboxed. And that's something that Amir Khan never knew. He never thought that he could be outboxed. He always thought that he was the boxer. I'm the boxer. I can outbox all these top heavyweights. He was saying that during the lead up to this fight, he could outbox Terence Crawford. He was saying that about Floyd Mayweather Jr. I can outbox Floyd Mayweather Jr. He always had this confidence. He always had this real high confidence in his boxing ability. So I'm telling you, that right there, Terence Crawford outboxing him crushed him. And that's why during the fight, he was telling, even before the low blow, he was telling Virgil Hunter, hey, you know what? I think I broke my hand. Hey, my hand's hurting. Because he was losing confidence. He wanted to bail himself out of there. So when he got hit with that low blow. And by the way, that punch didn't even hit his nuts. It hit literally right on his waist. When he got hit with that, so I'm gonna put quote unquote supposed low blow. When he got hit with that supposed low blow, that's when he decided I'm gonna quit. He decided I'm gonna quit because he realized right there, I can't compete with Terence Bud Crawford. I can't compete with him in the boxing department. He's better than me. And the only way I'm going to beat him is if I knock him out. The problem is I hit him with my best shots and he's eating them up. He's walking right through them. Yeah, I can't take his best punches. So you know what? If I continue to go on, because he could have took the 5-minute counts, he could have recovered and he could have continued. But he thought to himself, you know what? If I continue to go on, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to get knocked out again. And I don't want to give Terence Crawford that victory. I don't want to give Terence Crawford that victory knowing that, hey, I beat Amir Khan fair and square and I knocked him out cold. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it controversial. I'm going to act like I can't continue. And then I'm going to go around claiming, hey, you know, I could have beaten Terence Crawford, but he had to give me a low blow. Because I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Amir Khan went around saying, hey, I was going to beat Terence Crawford if only he didn't give me that low blow. But in reality, this was not a competitive fight, people. This was a one-sided schooling from Terence Crawford. Give Terence Crawford his credit. Amir Khan quit because he was humiliated that he was being outboxed. That's all I have to say, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'm out.